İnşallah ses gelir böyle. Ses gelir.
Kardeş hocam. Benimkini de bassana.
Artificial Higher Education, organized jointly by the Turkish Academy of Sciences, organized jointly by the Turkish Academy of Sciences and the Association of the Inter-Academy Partnership and hosted by Ankara Social Sciences University, this symposium brings together leading scholars, policymakers, researchers, and institutional representatives from around the world to discuss the transformative impact of artificial intelligence on higher education. Over the course of these 2 days, we explore the opportunities, challenges, governance models, ethical dimensions, and future implications of artificial intelligence in higher education through a multidisciplinary and international perspective. We believe this symposium contributes significantly to academic cooperation, science diplomacy, and global dialogue on responsible AI integration in education. We will and invite our distinguished protocol members to the stage for their remarks. To honor their remarks, I want to the Turkish Academy of the Sciences, Professor Muzaffer Şeker, to the stage.
on May 2026. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all institutions, speakers, moderators, organizers, and participants who have contributed to making the symposium possible. Our at the center of this transformation. They are expected not only to adapt to emerging technologies, but also to guide societies in using these technologies responsibly, ethically, and for the benefit of humanity. In this context, our symposium aims to provide a multidisciplinary platform to exchange perspective on the opportunities and challenges of see in hybrid. Discuss a wide range of topics, including AI-supported learning environments, governance, and ethical dimensions of AI, scientific discovery through data-intensive systems, and also AI literacy, accreditation, infrastructure, and the future of academic work and knowledge production. We are especially pleased to welcome distinguished participants and speakers from across Asia and beyond, including Albania, Azerbaijan, Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, Pakistan, the Philippines, Romania, Serbia, and Turkey. Such diversity enriched our discussion. It demonstrates that the future of artificial intelligence implication is a truly global matter requiring collective responsibility. Right. While discussing technology advances, we should also remember the importance of the dimension of science and international cooperation. In this regard, I would like to briefly and respectfully memorize Dr. Finarian Loho, an Indonesian Academy of Science, who sadly passed away earlier this year. She made valuable contribution to scientific communication, international cooperation, and the activities of ASEAN Association. Her efforts in supporting science literacy, collaboration, and responsible communication of scientific knowledge have left a meaningful legacy within the scientific community. We remember her with respect and appreciation. Before concluding, I once like express my sincere appreciation to the Association of Academies and Societies of Sciences in Asia, Inter-Academic Partnership, and Social Science University of Ankara for their valuable cooperation and support in organizing this symposium. I also thank all participants for joining us and contributing your expertise and perspective to our dimension. I wish all of you an inspiring and successful symposium. Thank you very much for your attendance.
Thank you very much, dear President, for your remarks. Next, I want to invite the President of ASA, Professor Ahmet, to deliver his speech.
Firstly, Professor Şeker and his team for hosting this event. It originally planned to be held in Jakarta to be hosted jointly by Asian Academy of Science to the Turkish Academy for Sciences. But to fortunate Hasabi of Dr. Finaya and for some other technical reasons. It was prolonged to host it in Paris. So I would like to record my thanks to Tuma. Associations of Academic and Societies of Sciences in Asia is an inter-academic organization. It's an intergovernmental organization composed of Asian science academies from Turkey, West Asia, to Korea in Far East. Turkey, 30 Asian countries, Oceania, Academy of Science and Society of Switzerland are also our members. Turkish Academy of Science has a fund for ASA. ASA try to encourage scientific collaboration, collaboration, scientific cooperation, science academies, but also scientific community at large. ASA is a for IEP, inter-academic partnership. Inter-academic partnership is the largest inter-academic organization in the world. It has almost science academies. So ASA is the affiliated network in Asia. In Asia, of course, there are other inter-academic, inter-science organizations, but ASA is the most comprehensive of them, from all countries, and we have some questions. So in addition to collaboration among our members, we have some special committees composed of distinguished scientists and nominated by our members and elected by the executive board. For Sustainability, Science Education Committee, Share Committee, Share Communication Committee, Science, Health, Agriculture, and Risk and Communication, and Dr. chairperson of that committee. So let me to complete. She was dedicated to she visited Turkey by she joined some of the events we had together with Tuba. So as the chairperson of our committee, I would like to invite her legacy again. To Science Education Share Committee, Sustainability Committee, Committee. It is our flagship committee, basically composed by scientists, to encourage gender balance activities, and science and engineering committees done a good job past Korean Academy of Science and Technology, and organized by our committee, Science and Engineering Committee. Also, due to these activities, prize program. Prize program called Kim Prizes. It is a prize program donated by my predecessor, Professor Johan Kim. The aim is about scientists in 5 years of PhD, and it is to encourage scientists, young scientists, to participate in international forum. Specifically, countries. So those scientists from countries, if I may say so, to this prize. So those countries from rich countries like Korea, Turkey, by the way, we are not eligible. Korean scientists are not eligible for it. So it is to encourage balance scientific community. But I know some of you are familiar with ASA, but most of you are familiar with ASA, so that's not to talk this. And artificial intelligence in higher education, artificial intelligence, but technology is society, of course, technology, it has its and plans. It could, factors in society, education, so in this but the impact of upon higher education. So I would like to experience. I would like to take contributors. Yes. Before I finish my remarks, I'd like to congratulate Tuba for hosting this certificate. I'm sure it shed light on different issues regarding Iraq. Thank you.
Thank you, dear President, for your insightful address. Distinguished participants, we proceed with the first key lecture of the symposium. Our first presentation is titled Intelligent Tutoring Systems for HDHD and SHD Students with Autism Support Technologies. It is my great pleasure to introduce a distinguished scholar from Pakistan, Professor Nazam Khattak. Professor Nazam Khattak currently serves as the director of the Farabi Center for Artificial Intelligence and Cybersecurity at Qaida University, Pakistan. He is also the chairperson of the UNESCO National IFAC Committee and is internationally recognized for his contributions to artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, smart cities, cybersecurity, and data analytics. Professor Khattak has authored more than 230 scientific publications, received 6,100 stations, and has been listed as top 2% cited scientists in both 2024 and 2025. He is the recipient of the numerous prestigious awards, including the Pakistan Academy of Sciences Comstock Gold Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Professor Nizam Ilhan Katak to deliver his keynote lecture.
Right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I would like to thank the chief guest, the President Tuba and President Asa, Dr. Abdul Qadir and Ms. Zainab for having me here to interact with such intellectual people here at this university. My talk today is based on AI-based solution for different problems over here. And in this talk, we are actually focusing on those people of. So we are trying our best to bring those people back in the mainstream of the society. Here is my brief profile. I'm working at Kailasam University, heading the Artificial Intelligence Center. We recently established this center for Epicenter with the support of Kazakhstan. And that's why it's named as Farabi Center. We are actively collaborating across the globe and specifically in Turkey with Tuba, with Uşak University, as well as we extended our network to Muslim countries. Specifically, it was the requirement of ISESCO chair, which has been awarded to me on data analytics and edge computing. So we are expanding network, research network, and we are welcome to join hands together to bring prosperity and development for our nation. If we have a look to the world, it's now divided into two parts, the pre-COVID and post-COVID-19. And post-COVID-19 is digitally transformed, more intelligent, and more developed with respect to the digital transformation. So therefore, we need to focus on post-COVID-19 as well. There is a famous saying of he says that AI will replace the teachers and doctors in their future. But on the other side, the scientists of AI, the professor Lee Fee, who is a professor of AI at Stanford University, she said that AI will replace all those people who don't know how to use the AI in their respective field. Is better. There's some instinct problem with human that is tiredness, they need sleep, they need food, the decision capabilities are very different. And that's the stage where machine is learning and growing about the human capabilities. Now, with respect to our generation, we are, most of us are in millennial and then are Gen X. The new generation we are facing in the society is Gen Z, and the new one will be the Gen Alpha and Gen Beta. Those generations will be much more smarter with respect to this technology. For the first time in the history, it has been observed through research that are more intelligent from their children. Reason is that the children are more dependent on digital gadgets, Google, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and all those things. The natural capability to learn the things are lower as compared to their parents. The new concept is transhumanism, that we should use the smart technologies to enhance the existing capabilities of human beings. And it can further improve the decision capabilities to decide in different environment with respect to the situation. We have seen a good example of this transhumanism here in the Olympics. The Turkish shooter actually shoot very well on the targeted, but on the other side, the other people are using those technological components for the purpose to enhance their vision as well as to achieve the target. This is actually the AI focus games. It is on normal people rather than special people. And we actually accepted this challenge that we simply concentrate on those people who are ignored by the society and bring them back to the normal stream. For this, we have submitted a proposal which has been accepted in British Council, and the fund has been awarded by the British Council. So we are collaborating with the University of West London in this project as well. This is now the and ASD, and if we have a look because of the digital transformation, because people, the young people are more exposed with respect to these gadgets, with respect to internet connectivity, easy access to the new that are available. 6.6 percentile. The number of so extended, and that is attention deficit beyond autism, which is another part. This is the attention deficit. The students are not this. And the side. This is a comparison between boys and girls. So the blind side across the globe. This is another parameter you can see with respect to the ages, and you can see from 7 the dates are much higher. And now you see beyond 70 as well. These are the problems that we focused on it, which is the first one, the increasing number in the teachers, the institution those people are those students. That's also a problem of close discipline, that how we can encourage them that if they are not capable to perform in one field, they should have the opportunity to select another one. And then the different level of education is explored as well, that how we can use AI to bring values in the life of those people. This certain challenge, the institutional, the social, the cultural, and the academic difficulties. These challenges actually behind the scene. They are unable to express themselves because there is no one to listen them. And that's the reason that we should bring awareness among the masses to be smart too, accept that component of the society and aid them as a kind of a contributor in the society as well. Have developed this intelligent learning system, which totally absorbs all the activities as well of that particular student, and then we actually find out the flow. What's the problem with the student? Are they able to understand? Are they able to concentrate? Are they able to memorize? Are they able to compare? They're able to write down what's actually in the brain of that student. And then onward, what's the problem with the social circle in which he is living? Either it's his friends, either it's the teacher, either it's his siblings, his parents, and his cousins are the system he has. So what kind of challenges that particular student is facing? Expanded to personalized learning. How we find out the problem is there. And then we simply and provide the feedback as well. The AI tool is helping to provide the feedback and spend time and create then the adaptive testing. Someone might memorize this down 24 chapters per day. Someone can learn only by page. And then we set the pace accordingly. The purpose is not the student help him to learn as quickly as possible. And then the scalability. As an AI tool, you can is required. This is actually the same mechanism of intelligent system, which have the curriculum, which have the learning activities, consent, the change and virtual assistant, the grading system as well. The virtual assistants are 24/7. The teacher might sleep, the parents, the helper, the caretakers might sleep, but the children are also there. And the children will know what the problem with that student and how I can guide that student. There are certain for different purposes that from content writing, memorization, creating, that part of the student. The education is transforming and is going to and you can see that there is now AI-driven educational transformation. The education should be AI tools. The other problem that we are facing with respect to adaptability of the AI tools is the ethics. And you can see there is still with respect to fairness, transparency, accountability, responsibility, safety, security. And this is the diagram you can see that first we empower humans through AI that they should learn, and how we should ensure the fairness inclusion in those technologies, then how we should ensure the privacy in the stack, and robustness and safety, accountability, transparency, and the sustainability. So these are actually achieve. Still, the must get the required fairness, privacy, and all those things. These are still challenges for the researcher which they need to address. Another thing that the industry, which has been hired as trainer, the Broad, Tropic has hired this professor, and the purpose of this is to bring the AI with respect to sympathy, empathy, consciousness to the AI tool as well. Then you can see the biasness in AI. I have given a command that gives the single pictures, and you can see that the real picture is much more dominant with respect to gender. Males are here. On the other side, it's a with respect to skin patterns, it's very nice. Here are certain prompts through which you can test the biasness of any AI tool. And everyone should try to find out that what kind of information the tool is providing. This is the most important innovation in 20th century and their inventor. Simply find out that kind of data set has been used to train that AI tool, because it will only provide the names of those scientists and scholars who belong to those countries. The story about a protest, and protests are across the globe. So which protest that AI tool can point to you? What's the common pride of successful entrepreneurs in the technology industry? Then the key of ceremony. Successful businessmen are the most attractive actor of all time. Generalized question, you can simply find out the beliefs of the AI system to which it belongs. This is the problem which happened in Canada by a person, and the ChatGPT actually had that person. And even the CEO, the OpenAI apologized to Canada Town for that reporting. The ChatGPT blocked the account of that person, but they didn't report to the city administration and the police. And they apologized, but those people have lost your life. ChatGPT is alive. The ChatGPT last level was the cat of ChatGPT. I'm not a robot. So ChatGPT is on purpose. Suicide, and ChatGPT helped them to find out the easiest way to commit suicide. And the problem is true. That's last number. And the random Jew, the power is from others outside can help him to the skill. And after this incident, China has shown this rules and regulation that the handle should be outside, that some mechanical help must be provided if someone tripped. And after this incident, they suddenly changed the rules and regulation, and that's the process of learning and upgrading yourself. So the Chinese car handle will be outside after this incident, so the mechanical help can be provided. This is the failure. You can see this gentleman made an accident and he lost his life. And his wife, so that that they are very updated. And the is not updated, and that's why he made an accident. See the picture. It looks like a dog, and the train station you can see is very different. So some of the famous places of basketball and other games was falsely identified by AI. Some efforts has been done at individual level, and you can see here that different organizations are working on it, but we need collective effort. There is a that was written by the professors artificial intelligence against family and religion as well. It's not coming inside our home. That's why we need to look at the fact that it will generate for our family life as well. The objection on AI is give fake references. When you check it, it's not the same. So it means it gather data, it properly put it somewhere to provide you, and really that that is the alarming thing. That why we do all the things that has been provided. We need the investigation by ourselves to find out, and you can see the children, the Gemini, the Chrome, the Grove, the facing some issues because of the means unauthorized content to display for the people. With respect to providing this content to underage people. Artificial intelligence on the people. And see 66% people say that it is challenge for the human privacy. Then opportunity, then relationship, then human rights, health and mental situation, knowledge, then daily task activity right over here. And if I look at how much we are doing, the negative aspect, you can say the negative of these AI tools have been introduced. The awareness of AI, and we can see that AI 53%. It's higher and higher day by day because of on this tool. The share of younger Americans who have about AI, and then you can see the majority of Americans say several times a week. So it means now interaction is much more higher than our interaction with our friends, with our kids, with our family, and other people. So AI is becoming a family member, and that's why we need to be very careful. Bring someone in our family, share everything. It must be challenge for us. The younger generation, 65 plus. They are also coming and taking a part in this digital transformation. This is the downside of AI, that it's damaging our environment by consuming a lot of energy, electricity, and it is power. Remember, system specifically when it comes to the data center, and use a lot of the carbon while training the AI tool as well. The famous decision that was given by the US government, simply find data in $6 million because the pictures and the interface that it is helping the younger generation with these tools. They are more addicted and this kind of social media tool. And that is the kind of for the younger people that what you show them. And we have seen that the algorithm has been trained in such a way, if you watch a video for some time, then it will simply display options are in the suggestion. So then you will inside that application. This is the mass surveillance, or the weapon of mass surveillance rather than mass destruction. And that is all the cameras that will be the surfing and browsing, the metadata that this has been deployed in different regions. So the new challenge is not the data loss, but data misuse. Because our data has been gathering. Whatever we send, whatever we share, whatever we watch, everything will be recorded based on that. So the new challenge is data misuse. What will happen in some that what kind of interaction, communication, messages I have shared on this platform? Whom I have shared? Because the server those things that I'm doing. That's why it's a check the data misuse. And you have seen the recent incident of the Epstein file. Those people considered in the top level for civilization, it would be a modesty, honesty, and distance now. And this is the and parents don't know how much people know about you. And they also information about you to get this that you can understand. Some people agree about their personality, about their activity, more than anyone else. 5 types of data that we should never share with AI. The first one is the credit card statement, the medical record, the proprietary code, the personal data, and the legal document. You can simply take the suggestion that you shouldn't share any evidence of any document to the AI tool because it can be misused against you. Responsibility is still not fixed against anyone. So far, the developer, the deployer, and the user are the responsible for any mishap if it happens. There is I am misguided, and you see this is the mushroom, and once you eat this mushroom, and now I say, the mushroom is I'm sure that if I put you like to learn this mushroom. And that's what AI is doing with us. Very unfortunate. This is how they are misguided. Look at the verification of word optional. It's credible. I judgment at every stage. And Muslim countries, and the rest is luckily. And we're going to see Turkey among these nations as well very soon. And trying our best to bring at least to at this level. There was one project that was started in KSA. Some of my students are working at it as well, but unfortunately, they say that will be shut down for some reasons. We started in Indonesia. This conference was probably held in Jakarta, as mentioned by the president, Asa. Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Egypt, and so on, Turkey. This is the human resource is available, and that is actually the power of Muslims. And we need to give them right direction, we need to guide them, and we need to bring a revolution for the very world, not only for the Muslim countries, for the very world, that they should bring and they should contribute for the betterment of the humanity, for that society. Here is the government of Pakistan, that we jumped into the 90s, and with respect to AI, we are in the top 40s. So we are trying our best. The government is trying to spend cyber security and the digital transformation. Some research projects across the globe. The Ministry of Education in Pakistan, that is a project of 1.7 billion. Yeah. This is another project, IoT, material health protection. Then fall detection, we did with the French company, this project with the French company, detection and diagnostic of error in the industry. Then I Scrapple has monitored my student and on ground as well, devices as well. Monitoring, and we also have one certain with respect to the top scientists, performance-based award, that is from our lab. The Farabi Center, I mentioned that will be established with the collaboration of Kazakhstan and Farabi University, ISS coaching. Then on the recent established scientific collaboration, Professor Muzaffar, because we university, and that is the outcome of that visit that we have established the center at Pakistan. And this is the acceptance of that the awarded in chemistry and physics to those professors who used AI to solve the problems. This is in the and you can see the chemistry, and this is the size in physics, and you can see the Jeffrey Honkel over there. He's considered as the father of modern or developed AI, these tools. The funding source we have in Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, US, British Council, Kazakhstan, and ISISCO. This is our research team. That alone, the team of the people. And similarly, we want to establish to bring you people as a part of your team because whether we can work much more for the betterment of society and we also have social media platform. We are on YouTube, the Facebook page as well. So the potential so far the dangers, and we should realize and know about these dangers as well before exposing our next generation to this technology. So thank you very much for any you can write. Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Kaptak, for your presentation and insightful contribution. Distinguished participants, we will now have a short coffee break. The program will continue at 12 p.m. with session 1 titled Perspectives on AI in Higher Education.
Thank you.
Biraz daha birine bağırın. Tamam. Yuvarladım orada. Şura. Sen de miydi? Yazıyor. Sende mi bende mi? Ben de hatırlamıyorum. Şurada yazıyordu. Aynen sen de. Tamam. Gerçekten çok sıcakladı.
Sen ilk konuşmayı açtığında sesin çıkıyor.
Ama dördüncü kişiye şey yok.
Şunu mu?
Tamam. Şu şeyde var değil mi yani şu ileri yani
Hepsi geldi. Herkes burada. Biz üstüne buralar var, orada da bakar mısın? Bir hangisi ama bunlar değil.
Bu işte güncel reis. Bak güncel değil mi? Evet. Başlangıç 10 diyor. 13'te başladı. Kaynadı. Şunu diyorum ben sana. 10.5 reis. Open. Kayıt 10-10.30 arası. Açılış konuşması 10.30 diyor. İşte doğru. He. Ondan sonra da ha işte şimdi saat kaç? Saat 11.30. Tamam.
Ne başlayacak şimdi? Burada başlayacaksa benim şeyim de var. Önce ilk başlayalım. Alo. Evet, fakat şu an programdayım yani. Daha sonra görüşelim. Yarın öğleden sonra 3-4 tuvalete gitsin. Sağ olun. Bugün sanırım nasıl? Program kaçta başlayacak hocam? 12'de. Şimdi Şimal hiçbir yok. Yeni getirmişler. Toplar Ha, fark ettim.
Var bana kalırsa zaten.
Olmaz.
Mesela şuraya oturan hoca nasıl oturacak?
Bu olmaz. Çok özür dilerim. Ha, masa var mı peki?
Ya masa var ama yine bu boyutta var.
Biraz şurayı çeksek. Yoksa olacak gibi.
Hocam çok iyi.
Efendim? Efendim?
Benim çıktı.
Hey, burada çocuk nasıl?
Çocuk Allah'a şükür iyi. Evde. Evet.
Ben boş ver. Sizin kadar bir soğuk.
Cumartesi ben de Cumartesi komple ben duruyorum. Beş yaptık. Yaptık. Altıyı da bir.
Yani şöyle oturduğundarsınız.
Nasıl bir bölümümüz?
Hiçbir şey olmaz. Yani ki haliyle salondan bozulmuş. Normal bir şey. Hatta şöyle yapalım. Nasıl? Şöyle yapacağım. Nasıl oldu? Ama burada olmadı. Oturarak konuşmak istiyorum. Ne diyeceksin? Ben size oturabilirsiniz. Biz baksın bir şekilde sileceğiz siz böyle. Belki yarın masa varsa
Bir tane daha sandalye gösterelim.
altı kişi. Böyle nasıl yapılıyor şunları ya? Hocam işte bir standart böyle ya tarihi masa var. Şöyle tarihi masalarında var. Onlar da bir kürsüyü biraz kaydıralım istiyorsanız şu masadan da olur.
Böyle şu açıdan olabilir.
Evet. Hayır. Burası. Buyurun.
Yani şöyle de olabilir. Şu açıda olabilir. Nasıl isterseniz.
Yok. Buyurun. Maalesef burası var.
Şey var. Efendim, de çok teşekkürler. Bugün yapay zekayı konuşuyoruz, yüksek öğretim. Biraz TÜBA'nın bu alandaki çalışmalarından bahseder misiniz?
Öncelikli olarak eğitimlerde bir şeyin çalışma hakları var. Çalışma grupları, daha uçlarında oluyor. Örneğin çevre, enerji, gıda, sağlık. Bir şirketin sorunu yani dünyada bu süreç nasıl kıyılar geçirmiş ve hangi alanlarda var? Teknolojinin daha iyi, daha başka bir şey nasıl hale geliyor? Her bir sistem içinde kullanmış olduğu gerek krizler, kriz anında yani ormanların gerek bu işte yeter bir an önce hakkın farklı
Efendim aynı zamanda hem Sanayi ve Teknoloji Bakanlığı tarafından strateji belgesi hazırlandı bu alanda. Hem de aynı zamanda mecliste de bir yasa çalışması var. Hani akademi açısından bu tarafa ne gibi katkılar ya da neler yapıyoruz? Çok teşekkür ederim. Sağ olun.
Doğal olsun. Böyle. Bana doğru bakarsınız.
Yok, böyle.
Teşekkür ederim.
Çok sağ olun. Çok memnun oldum. Evet. Ben de. Tamam hocam. Evet. Tamam. Asla başka bir. Aynen.
Evet arkadaşlar, size nasıl yardımcı olabilirim?
Bizlerin Asya'daki yapay zeka geliştirmelerine biraz
Bahsedeyim mi? Maçındaki yapay zekaları, ben yapay zekayı bilmiyorum.
birisine gelen çalışmalar da ben henüz çalışmalar.
Şimdi bu oldu. Bunu yapınca oldu.
Akdeniz'de ya da Asya'da aynı zamanda.
Yok yapay zekayla ilgili bir şey yok. İlk defa yapıyorum.
Ben şimdi
Bunun bir şey olacak. Bunu yazışım. Tuba'dan anlarsın. Tuba'dan.
It's a productive session.
Veysel Hocam. Peki. Veysel Hocam. Siz de alın hocam.
No, that's my, thank you so much.
Veysel Hocam. Veysel Hocam siz de alın. Evet.
Thank you so much.
Everyone. Welcome to our panel titled Regional and Global AI in Higher Education. And where we will explore how artificial intelligence is reshaping universities, research, ecosystem, learning models, and national strategies across both regional and global contexts. I would like to thank the organizers for this timely symposium. Before begin the session, I would also like to briefly commemorate the late Dr. Finaria Lego, to whose her memory this symposium has been dedicated, and Dr. Lego made valuable contribution to international scientific cooperation and to the advancement of science and education in Asia region. We will remember her with gratitude. And artificial intelligence is no longer a future issue for higher education. It is already reshaping how we teach, learn, research, assess, and even think. But the key question is not whether universities will use AI. The real question is, will countries simply consume AI technologies developed elsewhere, or will they cultivate ecosystems capable of producing knowledge, innovation, and human capital for the AI era? This panel explores this transformation from multiple perspectives: national AI ecosystem, generative AI adoption, educational paradoxes, curriculum redesign, and the relationship between AI and learning and scientific research. Our goal today is not simply to celebrate AI, not to fear it, but to ask a more difficult question. How do we translate AI adoption into meaningful learning outcomes, research capacity, and societal values? We have 4 distinguished speakers in this panel, and we have 19 minutes in total, approximately 60 minutes for the presentation and 30 minutes for the Q&A session I am planning. To ensure a balanced and engaging session, I kindly ask each speaker to keep their remarks within 15 minutes. Our first speaker, Dr. Elvan Kuzucu from T3 Foundation, Turkey. And she will talk about from consumer to creators, design a national ecosystem for the next generation. Dr. Kuzucu, floor is yours, please.
Yes. Distinguished participants, dear academics, it's a pleasure to be here with you today in this valuable symposium. We can discuss artificial intelligence and higher education from different perspectives. First of all, I would like to thank Tuba and everyone who contribute to this program. AI is not only a software issue, it's also a matter of independence, Turkey. Our country shouldn't only use AI technologies, but also develop and shape them. To make it possible, 3 things are very important. The first one is good education. The second one is learning by doing and producing. The third one is strong technology systems and tools. At the Turkish Technology Team Foundation, we are working on these 3 areas together. But the most important part is the people, because the real transformation depends on the young people who see themselves not only as technology users, but also as technology producers. So our main question is here, how can we raise this generation? At T3 Foundation, we believe this transformation is only possible through strong human capital and an early production culture. Firstly, I will start with our most important, very important project, the Technofest, which is the world's largest laboratory, maybe. We start as T3 Foundation learning journey at an early age with our Bilim Türkiye project. From science centers to DENEAP, it's a kind of the maker labs, the technology workshops, and the Technofest and the startup programs, we are building an ecosystem. One of the most visible parts of this ecosystem, of course, the Technofest. Today, Technofest is more than a technology festival. It's a large human capital and applied R&D ecosystem. Young people solve real problems, build projects, and produce technology together. In the Technofest technology competitions, they build AI projects and work on real problems in transportations, healthcare, and etc. It brings learning and real life together. In every year, we take more than 1.5 million student applications to the Technofest technology competitions. It includes more than 50 different competitions from rockets, UAV, chip design, nuclear energy, and so on. More than 7 of these competitions are dedicated specifically to the AI. But here is more striking part. AI is no longer a separate track. It has become the common language of every Technofest technology competitions. Whether teams are working autonomous flight, smart agriculture, healthcare, transportation, they reach for AI algorithms as natural part of their engineering toolkit. One important example was the Turkish natural language processing competitions at Technofest. Young people work with Turkish data and build AI LLM models in Turkish. While testing and trying again, they improve their problem solving and engineering skills. There is a big difference between learning AI in class and building your own model. This change is supported by real data from Technofest impact research by our foundation. On the participant side, we make the Technofest impact research for the Technofest competitors and the other stakeholders of the Technofest. The participant side in the competitors part, 56% of the middle and high school finalists state that Technofest influenced their university preferences. The 61% of undergraduate participants state that Technofest directly influenced their career goals. On the institutional side, universities say Technofest creates strong cooperation between institutions, strengthens technology and applied R&D culture, encourages infrastructure investment, supports practical learning, and improves university-industry cooperation. One important result is this: students now choose universities not only for rankings, but also for their technology ecosystem and production culture. T3 AI, Turkey's own language and reasoning model. This shows that Technofest has become a long-term technology ecosystem for young people. At the Turkish Technology Team Foundation, we are also working on AI systems. T3 AI is a large language model trained with Turkish data and Turkish content. We believe AI systems should understand Turkey's language, culture, and needs. It gives universities and researchers a flexible system to test their models, use data, and do AI research. That is why we see T3 AI as a part of bigger digital ecosystem. Also, one important part of this ecosystem is the Küre Digital Encyclopedia project. This project was created to give people reliable and high-quality information with both local and global perspectives. Today, finding information is easy, but finding correct and reliable information is still difficult. In the AI age, information also becomes data for AI systems. That's why we see Küre as an important knowledge and education platform for Turkish content and verified information. We also wanted to create safer and healthier digital spaces for people. Yes, the other project ST3 Foundation is one of them is the Benayap card and the Edge AI. AI development is not only about software and servers. Young people also need simple tools to build and test technology themselves. AI should reach classrooms and students, not stay only in data centers. To support this, we developed the Deneyap cards, a microcontroller board that helps students create electronics and AI projects. Through lightweight AI models and tiny ML applications running directly on this device, students can experiment with AI scenarios even without internet access. This approach provides important advantage in terms of accessibility and cost. For example, one high school student built a smart agriculture project with Deneyap card. The system could detect plant disease and support irrigation process. It's a strong example of how students can turn theoretical knowledge into the real solutions. Another important question is this: what happens after the competitions end? At T3 Foundation, we believe competitions shouldn't be end of the journey. Projects developed by young people should continue growing and connect with startup and investment ecosystems. This is why we see the Takeoff Startup Summit and our entrepreneurship programs as important continuation of the mechanism. So far, up to now, more than 1,000 startups have applied to our Takeoff Startup Summit. And we also value the fact that after we organized the Takeoff Startup Summit in Baku, new initiatives as in emerged in the region, because the goal is not only organizing events. The real goal is helping sustainable ecosystems grow around technology, entrepreneurship, and the investment. Our main approach is turning ideas, knowledge into sustainable products, startups, and real-world solutions. Because in the coming years, the real difference will not only come from developing technology, but from creating social and economic value through the technology. Today, we had the chance to discuss artificial intelligence from different perspectives, but I believe all these discussions meet at one common point. The future of AI depends on people, production culture, and strong system together with technology. That is why three areas must work together: universities and academic research, environments where people can develop technology, and technical systems that support research and development. At T3 Foundation, we work in all these areas together, because today the issue is raising a generation that can understand, develop, and use AI to solve real-life problems. In the coming years, we will continue working for a stronger ecosystem. We hope to build a stronger ecosystem with more people taking part in technology production, research, and practice. We also hope for stronger connections and better cooperation between the institutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Dr. Evren Kızcı, and she tries to explain the T3's efforts to contribute to national AI ecosystem. And our next speaker is going to be Professor Dr. Lilian Malolari from Academy of Science and Albania, and he will be talking about artificial intelligence in education and scientific research, trends, challenges, and opportunities.
till the technical mix will be ready. I would like to thank the organizers, especially Professor Sheker from the Turban and the Academy of Science of Albania. Is please send a delegate of her. I'm a full member of the Assembly of Academy of Science of Albania, and I'm really happy to be here presenting a speech by the conference. May I have it here? Oh, just that. Oh, thank you. So let's go a little bit further, because many of the things, the subject has been already mentioned. So I have, let's say, to present the advantage of the subject in Albania, and being part of both Academy of Science of Albania and the head of the Department of Chemical Engineering at the University of Tirana. I have, let's say, intended to mention some things regarding to the advantage of AI in this field. So let's go a little bit fast into the structure to be delivered, even though I'm the worst timekeeper in the conferences, so I have to go a little bit fast into the subject. This is, let's say, resume graphical abstract of my presentation, and it seems that there are some subject put it integrated together, starting from adaptive learning to AI applications, especially to chemical engineering, some benefits and then future opportunities and challenges for the Albanian. It is freshly prepared. I'm happy that Albania is now progressing a little bit fast through UNESCO objectives and to European Union Act for this study. As the conceptual framework has to be designed, but I'm not going into detail to structure and to mention everything in details, but this is in the centrum of the subject seems to be human-centered structure, or let's say objective, and it is being mentioned over here. We designed it that as you can see in the figures, there is a pedagogical, let's say, advantage knowledge in order to play the role of human-centered, and all the government and the faculty and the other actors of this kind of movement pushing things forward into the prosperity of the country seems to be, let's say, on the front of asking the success of their movement. So there are some things, some comparative analysis, traditional one from the other side, or classical, and the other side is enhanced engineering education. So AI in engineering education seems to be a hard jobs to be done day in and day out, neglecting all the responsibility and the advantage of the everyday life. So it seems to make some advantage, emphasizes in skill and student engagement, and because you may be aware that AI seems to be personal, let's say, training advantage, and then the industry alignment that seems to be as a rules or as a directives or industry 4.0. Let me pass a little bit faster, because the application of chemical engineering education in my country, I'm going to see at the end of my presentation some picture of my lab, which is the most advantage in the region. And it has been done a very good investment over there, and the students seems to be happy for working in that area, applying computer-controlled all the industrial processes. So here it is educational initiatives across Albania, and there are some institutions being, let's say, involved in the movement, and slowly it is distributed around, split it around the country, not only in the capital, but hopefully we have some institutions. It is with the priority they are moving in the front of the movement. So we have now a very good unified project AI Edu, which is supported by European Union, and there are some advantages, but due to the regional cooperation opportunities, we have been involved in the process of the AI application in Western Balkan and integration. As a comparative bar, this graph shows that the different areas of applications seems to be growing up. This is European, the red one is Albania, and the Balkan countries, entirely Western Balkan countries, are by dark blue, and it seems that we have intended to see the let's say advantage of the European faster than other countries too. Let's go a little bit to the timeline of digital AI education. I will mention also at the end of my presentation that we have appointed Minister of Government, AI Minister. That's a bit crazy idea, but it is reality now. We have 3 years now with Minister, AI Minister. Yeah, I will show you the picture of she is no gems. This is the evolution of digital education, and it seems to be faster in the last years. Let me go a little bit further. For the cooperative outcomes, traditional versus advanced curricula, seems to be that in chemical engineering seems to be the advantage of the other sciences, but in general, engineering education seems to be, let's say, with priority to other sciences in the region. So this is a screen of let's say, theses of the students in the lab, and then they used to get answers from different problematic. They used to grow the questions, and then they get back electronically and digitally the answer, and they make some analysis. I'm sorry, because maybe not in the screen. No, okay. So let me go a little bit further, because application metrics for AI techniques in engineering education seems to be, let's say, structural, and the most important is that the failure and forecasting students sitting in the lab, everybody of them produce the results of the problematic things being experimental in pilot computer-controlled equipment. They used to throw in the air the results, and then they come back. They accept back from the professors all the real resolution through using the AI model. So again, the research in collaboration with neighbor countries. And you see Albania, Kosovo, North Macedonia, Serbia, and Montenegro, which seems to be the same color of movement for increasing the velocity of reaching the directives of the EU countries, and the priority is this normal engineering education, and then social sciences and other studies, health sciences, and other let's say fields of study. So, as I already mentioned, the pedagogical innovation seems to be the crucial subject, increasing ability of the pedagogical staff, learning details, some secrets in brackets of the AI using different fields. There are some, as it was mentioned here in previous speakers, that there are some pros and cons for the, let's say, optimism and skepticism of the people regarding using in every kind of field of life. But now it is a reality, and we have to face it, and we have to coexistence in peace with this. Here I have designed, let's say, this workflow diagram where it is artificial intelligence enhanced engineering education workflow. The Learnify model, of course, maybe most of you are aware about that, and going from the first to the last one, it seems to be accommodated with Industry 4, which I have already mentioned on the right side of my screen. But going a little bit further, the Learn5 of artificial intelligence core, it is in the centrum, and all the other subjects, tutorial practice, adaptive content delivery, AI knowledge gap assessment, student profile and objective, which is very, very important for the instant formative assessment. Going a little bit to the matrix, application matrix, seems to be the chemical engineering, which is after my heart to pose its own problems. There are some points, there are some grades being earned to the subject, and as it can be seen in the diagram, in the pie diagram, it is personal learning. It comes after research, data analysis, and administrative automation. So, of course, it is all this success of this movement, it realized through the network of all the Western Balkan countries for AI research networks in engineering education. Traditional and then some curricula, because education through AI, entering AI, integrating AI into the structure of these syllabuses seems to be a little bit AI literacy. It is definitely important for technical knowledge, and then critical thinking. The difference between classical and AI enhanced curriculum seems to be data-driven decision, but critical thinking, which needs a human-centered structure or, let's say, consortium. For the same thing, but different speaking, global collaboration, sustainable technology, Industry 4, it is the priority, the main title of this movement. But we are looking ahead to 2030, and we have, let's say, structured, let's say, a plan, national plan, in addition to the European Union movement. Then it is to be is governance operated. And now, let's say we would like to enter into approval in the parliament of the other country, or for our country, sorry. So all the difficulties faced for implementation of the structure of AI seems to be from low to high, from the left to right, being engaged in let's say, endorse a lot of problems and finding the possible solution to be taken by the AI. Let me go a little bit faster. As I explained at the beginning, I'm the worst timekeeper when I speak in the conferences. But anyway, let me show the most important for me is this project, which is the biggest one in the country, founded by the European Union, and all the capacity building, curricular integration, which seems to be a revolution, let's say now, and institutional alignment. There are universities, ministries, and other policy foundations. Everybody, all the organization seems to be focused now of better understanding the AI, and then putting their own home duty to be performed in the coming years. It is mentioned over here that the pilot implementation seems to be very important for the implementation difficulties, and then all the things seems to be a great impact on learning outcomes. You see that before and after implementation seems to be a movement increasing from 28% up to 30%, different kind of fields. But students' engagement, it seems to be very important always. Then the future vision. The future vision, AI-driven education for Albania seems to be 2030. I have designed this. It is futuristic a little bit, as you can see. It is a reality. But if you see, but each one by intensity of, let's say, thinking, it seems that in the centrum it is smart engineering campus, which means a revolution in the programs, in the structure, in the curricula of the education, integrating AI knowledge, but advancing research, it is a derivation, and then personalized and adaptive curricula seems to be the more focused, but in the centrum is a human being centered movement. This is our minister, AI minister. Yes, it is a reality. Yes, anti-corruption.
By AI, not created by AI.
She is an actor, but she is playing the role untouched, no gender. But he used to be anti-corruption in our country. And we are proud for having her because all the movements on the project has been passed through her, through intelligence, and nobody can touch her. There are some things, crazy things in the media, maybe the social media, but they say she is pregnant because there are some derivation of the objective of her, but she is untouched yet, unavoided yet, but she is playing the role. And in Albania, it is AI, the most important page in the net, where all the population, 93% of all the services in the public area, in administrative and political things, and the offices of Albania has been reached through AI, through eAlbania. If you enter into eAlbania, you can find out your certificate, your documentation, your official stamped and signed, and everything is already produced using AI. And for chemical engineering, now we are a member of the society, and you see there are some crazy things entering into the other world. And this is my lab. All the equipment here, there are some random pictures. All the equipment are computer controlled, and the students are happy that now they are touching AI structure in the world. And unfortunately, my face is over there. But we have a lot of partners now in the region. Coming and bringing some problems also from the industry, and we try to find the solution of their own problems. This is the end slides of my screen, and highlights and key takeaways. As you already be aware about that, all the things being already mentioned are here in a queue, logical, and the deeper thinking into home duty that we have to go faster. These are some screens. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the national ecosystem in Albania, efforts and challenges, also emphasize the regional networks in Western Balkans, and also how engineering education is the curriculum and other things are prepared for, by the help of AI tools. And our third speaker is Veysel Bozkurt from Istanbul University, and is going to talk about the AI is already in the university.
Is there a problem? No. Thank you very much. Pointer, please. His Lord Professor Muazzam said that AI now in our house, in our life. AI is not knocking the door of universities. Actually, AI in the university now. In this paper, in this presentation, I'm going to ask these questions. AI help to student. In general population, 17% of Turkish people use AI 1925. In EU average is 33%. It's a little big for general population. But on the other hand, usage for learning in Turkey, 22%. Turkey is surprisingly close to EU. What is the real puzzle here? Turkish users are a special group with a strong digital habits in this data. Turkey's user pool is younger than the EU average. So, we actually want to find in this presentation, the first question is, who in Turkey or in Turkey, how do age, gender, education shape adaptation? The second question is age really the issue, or is the digital habits, is the digital skills that explain age gap? Third question is, why use AI for education if you compare with you? And the fourth question is this a sign of intelligence? Is it partly as a result of Turkey's younger AI user base? What is the theoretical framework of this presentation? First theory is third level digital theory in sociology. Second theory comes from Bourdieu, digital capital theory. Fourth theory is differentiated use theory. First theory, Van Dijk said that people use the same tools, they get very different outcomes. The problem is to access digital tools anymore. The problem is the results matter. Yeah, need to access. The second theory, digital capital theory, said that digital habits, prior digital skills determine what AI does for you. The third theory claimed that AI inherits the dominant function of host repertoire. The data and methods I used. Turkish Statistical Institution, which was collected in 2025, Eurostat data, access to the surveys, some of them I conducted. How did I analyze the data? First of all, descriptive paper. The second one is class analysis. By codex, I used codex data. But I trust AI and traditional tools. So it's SPSS again. I'm going to compare two results. And in SPSS, I completed exploratory factor analysis and then hierarchical rotation analysis, and compared Turkish data and European data. The findings. As you see, most of the people are young people use AI in Turkish case. All use AI less than younger people. 39% of young people use AI in general population under 25. Age is important indicator for this. The second one is AI for education more than 37% of use AI for education. This is 27 in each case. You can see the comparison between Turkish and European AI usage by age. I said I used text AI for the multi-class analysis. Context for digital file. First one is mainstream citizens. They use 80% AI, and social platforms user profile, productive digital actor, marginal user, users profiles. They use AI. 53% of these groups use AI. And you can see the graph again. Use AI. I said the age of this group is 33. So online courses and coding also. The age digital habits itself. In ratio 38 for young people, and they use 55% of these groups use AI. Age looks like a powerful force. If we digital repertoires, digital skills, this ratio decrease from 38 to 10. Age was hiding digital habits. Why do we use AI more for education? It's 15% of women and 15% of men use AI in general population. But for educational purpose, use AI more than men. Is Turkey and EU convergence real? For educational use, 31% of population use AI in Turkey. 70% use AI. The reason is age difference. Is older than Turkish people. Therefore, difference comes from a little bit age difference to populations. I said I return back to traditional AI tools that was SPSS. I completed first of all experimental factor analysis, and it revealed 4 factors: productive skills, personal data management, factor 2, factor 3, e-government practice, factor 4, technical digital skills. And then I completed logistic regression analysis. What we found is skills still very important indicator of AI usage for educational Same, same results. I use also Mendeleev data. It is open access data. It was collected by continuous sampling from 120 countries. Total data is 23,000. It's huge data. How students use AI they use for translation, they use for writing, they use research, exam preparation, brainstorming, summarizing they use. But on the other hand, students are very discourage learning. AI can may discourage learning, encourage cheating, mislead with errors, encourage plagiarism, and also, they have some questions about AI policies of institutions. Also, conducted research in Turkey, in Maldives, in Philippines with my colleagues. We ask AI literacy scale, and then we check the correlation between AI literacy and academic perceptions. What we found in the country found that if students AI literacy increase, academic perception increase as well. So if students use AI, academic perception increase so. And this is all subjective results. We should test different methods. Perception is subjectively. Key finding each is for this research. We use AI for educational purpose. Conditions between Turkey and European countries is demographic, structural for AI usage. What should higher education do for this? First of all, we should build adult AI literacy programs, especially older people. Second one is protects female education orientation. The third one is curriculum integration, not just for permission, assessment, design, prompting, tutorial, verification, practice. The fourth one is profile-based literacy program, marginal users, sports than productive actors. The fifth one is privacy and security is important issue, and strengthening monitoring infrastructure is important. There are some limitations for these data. As a result, tools are not transformed to educations. The most important thing is digital skills are important than demographic factors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Veysel Bozkurt, for the presentation and those on the survey data, and it's very important. And our last presenter is going to be Professor Dr. Mehmet Kemal Özdemir, from Istanbul Medipol University. He's going to talk about suggestions for AI supported curricula in India.
Mr. Speaker, hello. Today I'm going to share 10 years experience for the interdisciplinary education that were implemented at the university, that is basically based on AI. So my talk will be different than the talks that you this session. Mine is not about using AI in education. Mine is curriculum includes AI courses so that we have talents or students with extra skills will graduate. Istanbul University, Artificial Intelligence Department, so I still also responsible from Istanbul Medical University's transition to an AI-based curriculum. So one thing to realize is that in the past era, transportation is very fast, communication is very fast, learning is fast. The speed that the AI is going very fast, which is taken to be faster than the speed of light. Is this a joke? So implies efficiency. So when introducing something fast, so as that you're going to be more efficient, that by itself is something that is irresistible. So you will ultimately see the transition towards this fast pace. How come we got so fast? It can go and see so once electronics was very fast, we were able to communicate very fast, we were able to do devices based on electronics and to in places started generating data. Most data is being generated. Before AI, etc. So there are lots of studies on that era. As opposed to the something that was introduced recently. Algorithms existed long ago, but that enabled those algorithms now to be realized. So we are now able to processing on matrices of 10 million or even higher, thanks to the GPUs that enabled this transition. So now able to see how scientists pass electronics for the betterment of humanity. I just want to that this face-based helps the professions, students from our university, of this interdisciplinary program that we have introduced, when we work with biologists who claimed that they were spending 1 to 2 hours to write a complete report. That is hospitals really, companies details for the patient so that information is out there. And these guys were charging $200 state institution, but I guess. And our students tools, they took the image, they generated insurance information. Of course, the latest has to go to the doctors, the radiologist, and this was done less than 10 minutes. You can understand that probably the majority of time was still spent by the doctor, the radiologist, just to confirm that everything is okay. And they paid only $20 to the students. So this phase is inevitable, and it's going to affect many different fields out there. Other examples? See the School of Law, implementing AI. system that is based on data is not going to stop itself from this transition. So saying this transition is going to happen, and as Professor Scott stated, the transition has already started at the universities, but my perspective is a little bit different from the user perspective, but from the perspective that we train our students. For example, curriculum nowadays, every university is called computer engineering. The definition is supposed to work on the electronics that makes up the computer. How many of students do that? Computer through syndrome. Some of you still, but the transition, if you look at the curriculum, is already good actually. It's data science, and then why versus being dominant. Still main change in computer science, and the Turkish students will not choose you. So something goes out of the way. So they will not come to your university. Yeah. Slow. For example, I was talking to to state his title properly, otherwise he gets that. It's like the same thing as members or as electricians or as stethoscope writers. So his title is so watch a lot of movies, right? And for some of them, you can't see his name. Still saying that transition has not happened with that. Of course, we're talking about products that can be delivered to the theaters. It's still not there. Like you might make some amateur type videos or animations, but not to the grade that can go and presented to the theaters. So that's still to happen, but he says we can see it. It's coming slowly. So it's what's going to happen. Some fields it might be faster, some fields it might be slower. See, for example, transition fast in because maybe a lot of data, so the data is kind of there. Actually, when we started, we saw that most of the data is not even issues that just keeping the same for every single patient. Okay, it's like Robitussin medicine. Whatever patient comes for, you just give Robitussin. Turkey, with antibiotic therapy, everybody that comes for something like that. So it's not proper when it's done manually. AI-based tools, process of using one of those products, which just takes conversation between doctors and the patient and the generates reviews and does proper insurance, and then also maybe using proper medicines for the patient. So not only so going to make sure that the data that is collected is a representation of the patient data out there. Speed of line. It's a very, very hard. These guys are going any numbers here. These guys are tough. It's tough to penetrate, but we have no chance but to accept the situation of the AI into the field as well. Okay. So anticipate that when this thing is coming. So transition the education system, not just for making sure the students are just on a higher level. We're talking about high school students, we're not talking about seniors, we're talking about students, who can learn technology for the betterment of the job, the skills. To use AI to the discipline program. But it's out there, and some of you might that discipline studies the skills, abilities, critical thinking, epistemological students. So we see a lot of benefits students to this program. So in that regard, like based on the scientific data, that it was okay to introduce an interdisciplinary program with AI in other fields. So our vision is now then as part of the education system. Just you can still use AI up. Some of the professors say introduce tools for students to learn. I think some of the talks AI in the classroom, and that students using AI, and then understanding of the student about the topic. So like student using AI tool, based on his knowledge, is going to tell us what he learned that topic. So to that student also realize based on the data field. That's the vision for the today. We just want to talk about I just don't want to say that this is just say that, but look at some of the applications in this area. Scientists to state that AI education, like AI tools being there, it's the performance of the students, but education would also students to be desirable in that work, because as Professor Fay from Stanford said, we have replace to professions, but the professions without AI abilities by professionals with AI ability. So maybe efforts can be seen to Professor Fay's vision of students with skills such that they are irreplaceable. Desire. So, right, I said that I don't science at King's College in London. They have some interesting programs like philosophy and started a program to do the and so like some is not introducing this programs in the undergrad program, but instead introducing two graduate courses in AI, philosophy and AI, sociology and history and AI, etc. Okay, but of course, for technical AI is over there. The key contribution would be for non-technical words. Other trend would be that AI, but some electives for students, like using AI-based courses to students, but this as electives. I personally think that might not be to force AI courses and them into the curriculum. So we are proposing that this technology is here to stay. Challenges, especially for private universities, the challenges might be higher as they have diverse students. We have students that are STEM students and STEM students. So for example, if we talk about students from philosophy, sociology, there's they don't even see the math, see any question, see STEM, it's okay. So it's fine. Right versus the so the students, telling students I'm students might be a sociologist here, I'm not interested in AI. To be a medical doctor, I'm not interested in the AI-based curriculum, forcing me to develop tools for radiology or medical data. So these issues, the transition going slowly for some universities, but for my university, attracts the best students in Turkey first. Yes, to go. The one I get, the one they can go for another university. The challenge is that lack of experts in the field. Like a computer engineer in the engineering side, but the interdisciplinary might be better, like the knowledge of the other people might have difficult, having as well. So another challenge there as well. Talk about diverse students. This computer infrastructure is a key challenge. For example, my university first established this program the same 97. We got the best computer system in 2000. It's too slow. It's an $8 investment. So policymakers provide can lead that decision making structure, centralized infrastructure like Tuba system, but my student says too slow, something like that. Or getting services external, which the government might not agree. Etc. That's a key challenge. Can I just introduce these programs and that supporting school of history. See lots of students now graduating interdisciplinary programs, not necessarily in Turkey, but other universities. This is still a challenge. Of course, we still have resistance. We still have. Some listen to Professor some part of your talk is great, and some of your talk, part of the talk is like exactly like we have. Two sides is still there, so we still have that, and this is when change the curriculum. The student side, as I said, students will come and say, "I didn't come to study AI. I'm going to be a historian." What are you trying to do? Right. So experience, I just want to talk about the experience. On AI, International Medical School, Istanbul Medical University. So maybe students who are students who finish this double major program. Turkey for sure. In the so is able to have a double major in medical student for dozens of students. But I think the best students from Turkey. These guys have very good skills. These guys are very successful and that for non-technical field in the process of introducing you finish that actually, but I think from Turkish Education Commission so this It's will be heavy in AI courses. But our vision as a university is to introduce to programs, even technical ones like history, typically not in traditional medical school, but just medical school, dentistry, this 6-course-based program to tools, some machine learning project field. So if you're from School of Law, you get a project. History, you get project on history. So this topic that we're applying now. Success story. These are students from International Medical School, finishing science department, other major, establish a focus. Just this year, the suit for $1 based in Switzerland. They're working on the medical field, companies value. Expected to get students are graduates and apply in the US for. So we have success stories from students who did the interdisciplinary education and yet seeing it, but not just finishing it, but using it towards their career goals. So closing, saying that arrived to still. I don't know. See that. Originally, set up a company, another person will set up a company with that advertisement for each. There are so many websites. And then it all works. But very benefiting from revenues from this tool. So it's going to stay there. So as a resource for this world, like human capital, as a resource in this world. So when for example, I mean, to make forms now. To express your feelings, but not able to use a song, but you were able to. So, please, slow down.
We will have a maybe.
Right, so I thought I was going to be short in time, but I'm excited. I just gave 10 slides. So they're going to extract every single capabilities from as resources, and maybe that's why you have less number of babies in this year. I don't know. Sociologists like Professor Tudor can explain better, because we don't do that. It's maybe like, I don't know, generations thinking that way. We don't do that to do the same work. These tools one can do. They have to explain this to us. Okay, but for sure, the shape and to the next generation. Thank you. I apologize for making it long.
Professor, thank you for your presentation. Now, to the Q&A session. And, if anyone wants to ask a question, please raise your hand and direct your question to the speakers.
I've been coming to these conferences, listening to it, and every one of them are very important, and it's very timely. And what I see is, can we not be a leaders rather than a followers of AI? Because we are just using it, they integrating it. Well, I mean, I was really interested in your presentation. Also too, but
we don't want to be the follower of that program. We want to be, and our students
see that.
Yeah.
That's why I was interested even though I still don't see, nothing personal, nothing. You would be, what we have done through the, say, CIHAS, yes, or IHAS, and we are one of the leading, how would you, he's here, so, what we have done to assess and the others. Would there be a way of creating our own AI rather than depending on United States or China? And because all the presentations that I see, it seems that it is a new form of imperial kind of. So whatever they say, we say, and we accept. We are led by them rather than leading our own. We are asking students, we are asking our scholars to use AI, which I'm not against. And I do use it, and my students. Every technology has a resistance, and I'm not resisting it. What I'm trying to do is, what our national, our own national and local that serves for our own purposes, but in a global scale. And if yes, which fields should be integrated within that interdisciplinary education system? Because we have 22 faculties of computing and information sciences, and none of them has nanophysics, mathematics or engineers, but there are all those using statistics rather than anything else.
Right, okay.
So thank you so much.
Is that a question for me or so maybe you have to?
This is being bothering. Rather than using it, we should be creating our own, doesn't have to be only Turkish, can be something. I think I make my.
Thank you. Is it possible for local national
Yeah, thank you very much. Your question is very right. And recently, while discussing on the tea break with some professors, I'm teaching a course on Islamic ethics in artificial intelligence at US, Texas American Muslim University. So all the tools that has been developed so far doesn't apply or execute in any country with respect to their rules, regulations, law, religion, even the social aspect they have. So therefore, it's the new vision that every country or every society should have their own tool. They should means develop their own model, they should train them, and they should provide the required data set accordingly. For example, if I ask from DeepSeek or ChatGPT about anything regarding the best kind of drink, then it might provide me something that is prohibited in my religion. And similarly, there are many other things. I am just giving an example of that. Similarly, there might be few food items, some laws that might not be applicable in the country. So now the new challenge is that, for example, the chair shape here and the chair shape in US are the chair shape for kind of a person who have back pain or who have some other medical problem is very different. And we have different type of chairs for that. Or similarly, the dress I wear might not fit you. So therefore, we have to design our own AI, our own model should be developed, and it should be trained as per the data that has been provided. AI by itself is nothing. AI is simply a computer program that has been trained by the data which I am providing. If I provide wrong data, it will be trained in a wrong way and will take wrong decision. If I provide the right data, then it will take the right decision. So the word is open. That's just an idea that we are discussing today. And your thought is rightly in the right direction that what we should do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for contribution and Professor Çelik also.
Thank you. Actually, these sections are AI used for higher education. I think your question related with the technological development AI in national. How can we develop the, and also how can we produce our AI in technology? Actually, technology readiness level it is 9 steps. And at each step, you can use AI. And with the development of the power of the AI can be used in technology development. You know, in Turkey, in Aselsan or defense industry, many technical developments has been developed with tens of years. But with using the AI, you can compress and accelerate your development with AI. In Turkey, in Aselsan also, we have white collar AIs, not blue collar AIs. It means we are talking about blue collar AIs that somebody develop programs and somebody has their semiconductors and we are using them. It is good, but actually, I think your question about how can we develop white collar AIs. It means maybe we are going to talk about later during the lunch, etc. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Second part of my question.
And
Very interesting. Second part
Okay.
is the educational part of it.
Okay.
If you rather than we have AI to come.
Yes, we can. So especially for medical data, we can have that because our system is a lot of data, right? Some of it is not clean. For example, I know that the government specifically asked Turkish government for the data of their data. Of course, I think they generated data. So we can, because Turkey is a center for health tourism. So we get a diverse set of data. So said, it's all about the data actually. Your own data, it's algorithms that you have your role. So it's just a lot of so students, researchers who are able to. But I'll tell you, the hard way to ask me. You are not able to sort of yet. So we are using skills is there to generate out. And by that is doing the system, Sasan is doing the system, etc. Just feed the system with your own data.
Thank you. And please.
And I'm grateful to be able to be here. My specific question goes to Professor Özdemir because I'm interested in the AI skills, especially for higher education. And I agree with you that they are important and relevant for all disciplines. I'm very interested if you have been able to evaluate student feedback from especially social sciences, for example, to the necessity to add AI skills to their curriculum. Thank you.
The current feedback that we have for mass amount of students is from School of Medicine, but as I said, that might not be the scope of
conclusion because we get the best student from Turkey. These guys are very capable of finishing 2D, and they're also very good in skills. So for them, it was okay. I tested it for some non-technical, see the difficulty there. So I guess it's easy to students with non-technical skills. That's a big challenge that I have. And then that's why we discussing that with the university management. So the solution there is to change the program type, even though they're social, but you can do that in Turkey. I don't know if you can go in the country, but in Turkey we're able to do that. You can change the program type to InterSTEM, which means to get accepted to that skills. So if you are able to attract a change with the Turkish Education Commission and change the type of program, so shoot for the best students. Can. Then the question comes, so that's so yeah, because at the end there will be some threshold somewhere that the students will not be capable, interested. So yeah, it's just a good type. This is probably going to target a specific population there. But term, if you ask it's this talk, but the term we have to like at the curriculum of high schools, we need to go and start something there instead of leaving everything to the universities. So that the vision to have a widespread adoption of AI in the university curriculum, I think. Yeah, sure.
They have decided some time ago that my university, which is public university from they have decided some years ago that IT digital is compulsory for all disciplines.
Exactly.
So I imagine few years and skills course would be well.
Programming, I guess. I assume they develop this program. The IT skills.
Yeah, well, so I was, of course, they need it. I was interested as well in social sciences and other fields, which for the moment may have a more reluctant perspective. But in a few years, I think they realize that as they need common digital skills, they will need AI literacy as well. This is the trend.
I must confess, I also like for technical, we should go slow.
Yeah.
But they're going to say you're an academician, we know how much we do. Look at us, we are business people, we see better, you know, what can you say to that? But
results, they will
see the best place and to be properly positioned when it's not too late.
Thank you. And please, you can ask.
So
Contribute.
because some talk that techniques is developed in Asia and China, why not in Turkish? I have been thinking about that last 10 years, okay? And then I work because ancient time, Turkish and Korean neighbor, but now we are quite far away apart. But anyway, right now, Korea is a small country, not many young people. Our birth rate is so small. So then I visited Indonesia, okay? And then he showed me, oh, there are so many young people and so many. And then they have, in university, they have 5,000 students entering the computer science, okay? And they say, 5,000 students, they are really smart one, okay? And then what appeared to me, he said, country like Korea, Turkey or Indonesia, India. We cannot find population like China technology, but the thing is, as in Asia, through, for example, in education, but if you have a good thing, good, and if we can teach that education to whole Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Turkey, India, those people, then we can make a standard, okay? So that I thought, in that sense, our cooperation is very, very important, okay? When Korea and Turkey together, we are fighting with China, okay? So we have very hard time to fight with them. And then China put the Turkish to the west, and they try to conquer Korea. But ancient time, what happened was fighting with China very seriously before you go to west. You fighting with China so that we can, Korea can, okay. So, techniques, but if you think about the whole Asia, okay, as a secretary, I came and I'm very happy to attend this meeting. And last 10 years, I have been working like that, okay? We cannot do by ourselves, but we can do as together, we can do it. Because if we make a very good program, and then we can make it Asian standard, then we can conquer Europe and America, okay? So we have China, if we have India, Indonesia together, okay?
Yeah.
And so think that way. They cannot fight. Okay, but as a whole, as a Asia, if we work together, and I hope possibilities here, and I hope we can do those things. And through this AI era, I hope AI can help us to have Asia to improve if we can work together.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And last questions, please. And if you can, there is.
Thank you very much. From Azerbaijan National Academy of Sciences. It's a great honor and privilege to be here. Thank you very much for sharing your valuable expertise and your knowledge. It's we really highly appreciate that. My question is about AI presents huge opportunity to rethink AI. We believe it's a huge opportunity to imagine education from the ground up. We think we can get to the roots, like we can get some answers from the ancient times, like Aristotle or Socrates thinking. We believe that what if we take some time and think about first principles? That was how SpaceX built from the ground up. We shall rather think about how we can. Some call this exponential acceleration. Some call this futuristic rose cruiser. They're saying in 5 years we're about to witness super intelligence. So what if we challenge these established structures? What if we think from the ground up? There's also some non-conventional schools built around the world. SpaceX has its own very own school called Adastra School for its own employees. It's completely different from the traditional school system. They have no grades, no standardized curricula. They just follow the curiosity and critical thinking and team collaboration. And recently, this schools also started out. Alpha School from Boston. They just spend 2 hours a day for academics, and they spend this time with digital tutors. And the rest of the day, they just focus on their books and hobbies. So, is that instead of adding another abstraction over another abstraction, another structure, another complexity, we get some answers from the past. Da Vinci and all those great thinkers, we didn't have this so many complex studies and didn't study so didn't get through this such complex curriculum. I think it's right time to ask you, what was the purpose of education? Firstly, it was to meet demands of industrialization. Almost every subject, every profession. So often it's yeah, we shall change the question. Firstly, we were asking our kids, well, what do you become when you grow up? That was like we were trying to enforce standard molds to these kids. We were trying to put them into standardized molds. But now AI will eat those molds. So, and they will ask, so many people feared this question. What was the meaning of life? It's probably 42. Some will say it was 42. But so they will ask, it was the right time will come and they will ask the question. So it's time to we get back to those. I think we shall take this AI as an opportunity to reimagine education. So I just want to, if you're asking panelists, we need to think about this.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone, is it asked to any specific presenter, just?
No, if you share every one of you, if you share our opinions.
So, the past, spending a lot of energy, right? To be efficient, but now that AI is going to make these tools more efficient, you're asking, so this exists because it looks like in the past, the whole pursuit of humanity was to
critical thinking.
actions or don't the generation of ideas or the happiness of the etc. But for most cases, it was not like a dominance, if you ask me. That's why we have philosophy and AI. Asking those questions, you know, from the answering questions of actually, is it right? Like what is the time instead of spending time with things because things are being done very fast. The question of their existence, the future journey values of the societies. I think from that regard, we are also going to help us to come up with that conclusion faster. The answer that we come up to that.
We can go at Astra, we can go up to civilization scale and to the stars. This presents a really good opportunity to unlock all the scientific challenges. And US and China already started those national programs, also autonomous research laboratories. Like now it's all about asking the right question. So, and the rest will follow by AI. I think we think it's great opportunity.
It's happening. For example, at the university, we're talking about neuroscience and philosophy program. And we just exactly to the concerns that you have to clarify, you know, this and say thinking until step you have.
We just propose that kids finally can do curiosity. Yeah, because education.
I think you can continue.
Okay.
And I'd like to thank the speakers for the contribution. The presentation also, I would like to thank the contribution from the audience. And it's time to present the
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
noticed that they don't think it's familiar area.
Since participants in the speech, to directions which will discussed continue to so thank you.
Sosyal yapıyorsunuz.